I'm Tanya. I run a business called Make Me a Dragon, and I make anything into a dragon. I dragonize things. So any character, any pet, people, occupations, I turn them into a dragon version of themselves. I've been drawing dragons since I was 4. Um, I've always been obsessed with dragons. I just liked the idea of this thing with infinite possibilities. Like, a dragon can be terrifying and scary, or it can be cute and friendly. They are magical and can have any number of abilities, and I just kind of gravitated to that as a child because I wanted that infinite possibility for myself. This one is a girl I know, Liz, who is also an artist, and her business is Tracky Mock, which is comic art backwards, and she makes pins and she kind of collages things, and she made this dress, this like Power Ranger dress, and she has this really recognizable blue bangs and blue hair, and she's just adorable when you see her. She looks like her art. So I wanted to make her as a dragon, and this is her dog with the mohawk, and this is one of her favorite characters and also one of her dog's toys, and I just put like a ton of like her favorite things in it, and then her very recognizable blue bangs. I've always loved drawing, and I wasn't very good at it as a child, and I just loved to do it. I was always drawing in my notebooks at school, and I just kept practicing. It was not some magical ability that I had, I just loved to do it, so I kept doing it. In middle school, I started reading X-Men, and that's when I got into comic books, and comic books also kind of appealed to my desire of things with infinite possibility, and also my love of art. Like, I felt like when I was reading comic books, like, these artists were making art for a living, and it wasn't like paintings in museums. It was this thing that appealed to the media and pop culture and to me personally, and I felt like, in a way, I gave myself permission to like be an artist, to like pursue art as a career and as a passion, and not just something that I liked to do because it was fun. So I'd say that was a major milestone for me artistically. Dragons have just always been my thing. Like, it's like they're just so much a part of my art, and my dragons are like something that are Tanya. Like, you can't have me as a person without those things. Like, if you tried to like take them away, like, I just wouldn't like exist as I am today. When I was younger, I read a book it was a series actually, called Dealing with Dragons, and it was about a princess who didn't want to be a princess, and ran away to like live with dragons, and that really appealed to me because I wasn't a traditional girly girl. I was kind of a tomboy, so I identified with her as a character, and I also really liked how the whole story kind of turned the idea of dragons on its head. It wasn't, they didn't have to be these scary monsters, that they were more like people, like that they were individuals, and that they were somewhat misunderstood and could be something that you could have an interaction with and have a relationship with. And I just really gravitated to that, as like, there are all sorts of dragons just like there are all sorts of people. I feel like popular culture really shows the full spectrum of dragons better. In Harry Potter, for instance, the dragons are scary and they fight them. But in How to Train Your Dragon, the dragons are misunderstood. That's like a perfect Tanya story. If I had seen that when I was little, that would have been like my movie. But it was the whole idea of they're misunderstood and you can be friends with them and have a relationship, and there's a whole complexity to the world of dragons. What we know about dragons is that every culture has some form of them. And the stories are all different, but some of them are creation stories, some of them are just legends of things that happened. But it doesn't make sense for them to have never existed in any form. Why would every culture have come up with them? It doesn't make sense for them to not be real. And I don't mean that they're flying around invisibly today, but just that they must have existed in some form at some time in history, even if they're extinct now or are little tiny flying lizards in Brazil now, or whatever they are now. I think that over the history of humanity that they existed in some form. Make Me a Dragon, as a concept, as a business idea, I would love to take credit for it and say that it was all my idea, but it actually was my husband's idea, because he is like Mr. Business Mind guy. Between the two of us, we make up a whole brain. It's really come together over the past couple of years. He definitely was the force that organized me and inspired me to follow this particular concept and offer it to people. Whenever I make something for someone, I just have that extra motivation to make it special for them so that they love it. I want them to love it. I never know what I'm going to be drawing. I just have no idea what's going to be thrown at me. I kind of love that. It kind of keeps it exciting. I may get a character that I love and I can't wait to draw, or I might get something I've never heard of and I have to Google images and learn about a new character or a new anime or something that I've never heard of, but I'm always excited to learn because I love popular culture and I like people. So even if I'm doing a portrait of someone as a dragon, it's fun for me to have that conversation where I'm asking them, what is it that makes you you? What is that special thing that I can incorporate into the dragons so that when your friends see it, they're like, oh my gosh, that's you as a dragon. I love that. I think that's so fun. Even if it's someone I've never met, I'm making them this really special thing that they quite honestly can't get anywhere else. I love the idea of really creatively giving up a little bit of control, because that keeps me going. If I just did the characters I wanted to do, it wouldn't have the same excitement and the same just trajectory of keeping moving and always trying something different. So I would say never knowing what's coming next is a good thing for me.
Oh, cool.